Riri Williams, Ironheart number 6. Having a black female character means the character can't be criticized without being called racist or sexist. Take that, yincels. Riri is your basic supermodel genius astronaut plumber, essentially a child's fantasy. The first book in the series sold 41,000. The second, 18,000. The third, unknown. The fourth, 14,000. Fifth, 11,000. And we're at the sixth now. Say it sold 10,000. That's a pretty steep drop-off, from 41,000 to under 11,000. It begs the question, in a country that is 60% European, about 25% Latino, 13% African, why are you selling a book that is aimed at such a small percentage of the population? Because black kids want superheroes also. Okay, fair point. But you have to make them cool. Is Riri cool? No, she's a teenage girl. The kids reading comics would rather read about a male character. The most interesting part in the story is Miles Morales, and he isn't that interesting. Actually, he seems autistic and a bit of a pill. Another thing I keep hearing, the country is getting more diverse. We need more diverse characters. Well, that's sort of true. The country is getting more diverse, but it's not getting globally diverse. It's getting more Latino. But we're getting more African and Asian characters. We don't need more Pakistani characters or Korean characters. We need more Guatemalan, Colombian, Brazilian characters. The Latino group is the fastest growing group, and they aren't being represented by cool characters. No, a lesbian Latina America Chavez won't sell. Latin America is very patriarchal and Catholic. Feminism and lesbians aren't wanted. We don't want agenda and propaganda. If your market is 60% European, then your main characters need to represent that. Your ancillary characters need to be Latinos with some African characters added in. Kids want characters that look like them. It's going to be English, German, Polish, Spanish, Greek, etc. Then Mexican, Honduran, Peruvian, etc. Kids don't want Middle Eastern characters because Middle Eastern kids aren't buying the books. Always sell to your biggest audience. Your audience isn't African teenage girls, it's European and Latino boys. How do I know this? Look at your sales. You opened at 40,000. By issue 5, you're down to 11,000. Your audience doesn't exist. The market is speaking. Start listening. Congratulations. You found 11,000 liberals to buy your boring book. What happens to the 30,000 people you lost? They were willing to virtue signal for one issue, but they aren't willing to waste $4 every month for garbage BuzzFeed-level writing. If you want a black girl that can sell books, get a right-of-center writer who won't drown the book in identity politics. Right-of-center writers can write fun, neutral characters. Left-wing writers can't. The character has to fail. No more Mary Sues. Remember Tony Stark, Bruce Banner, Peter Parker? They were characters that failed a lot. Characters must fail. It gives them depth and personality. It allows for them to learn and redeem themselves. What are Riri's flaws? She needs to make more friends. That just isn't enough. SJWs will never write brown characters with flaws, but they insist on writing brown characters. It creates a feedback cycle that results in dull, vapid purse puppy characters, which results in sales of 11,000 by book 5. If you want sales, have Jon Del Arroz, Richard Meyer, Nasser Rabadi, or Antonio Bryce write the character. I didn't look up the writer's social media. I didn't want to taint the review. I assume it's more racist identity politics and #resist. The plot. The Mary Sue goes to the cabin in the woods to investigate the Gary Sue. Pancakes are involved. Is that you, Gail Simone? But they are never in any real danger because the creators want to keep their jobs. The Mary Sue blasts through the plot device with ease. They encounter the bad guy. It's odd that everyone in the book is brown, but the bad guy is white. But of course our Mary Sues aren't ever in jeopardy because they have plot armor. But it doesn't matter because by this point, all 10,000 readers are asleep. Hey, Last Jedi, I'm looking at you. Black kids deserve better than this. They'd be up in arms, but they aren't reading Ironheart. They're reading Jawbreakers or Deadpool. I'm going to go back to Mags Visaggio's books. They at least have potential. Mag's books are set in a William Gibson Star Wars universe. Ironheart is just boring. Mags is trying to write a new hope. Ironheart is The Last Jedi. Oh, this last little bit of the why'd I blast the door? I figured anyone with vacation house money has money to buy a new door money. I know a lot of people with vacation homes. They worked very, very hard to get them. And some of them, they might own 2 homes. There's just not a lot of money left over. They're not driving up to their vacation home in a Mercedes. They're driving up in a Ford, and they work on the home every weekend. So this attitude of eat the rich, try working harder and you might get rich. That's just cancer level cringe. But it virtue signals. Eat the rich, eat the rich, eat the rich. The big wigs in the comic industry have vacation homes. Just let that sink in. IndieCron, the Comicsgate hub. The Ferryman Part 2, t-shirts, beanies. Who is ordering t-shirts and beanies for the IndieCron? IndieCron is a great website, but come on. Nobody wants t-shirts or beanies. Ferryman Part 2, $4,000. Lone Star sold the soldier $73,000. That's amazing. Blood Hunt, graphic novel. Super Harem, Wicked, Shinobi, Sasquatch, $16,000. Epitaph up to $3,000 or $300. I can't tell. Vestige, #1 graphic novel. That is by Ro Kumar's crew. Up to $44,000. He's a guy in Comicsgate who has a YouTube channel. He's very entertaining. Now he has a comic book. He's a comic book professional because he sold $44,000 worth of comics. Red Rooster, $160,000. Where is Brand? $44,000. I think it's more than that. I know it's more than that. I guess this doesn't update as often as it should. The Black and White by what's his name? Artie Bear. Let's see, Lady Alchemy. Yeah, I know these numbers aren't updated. I know there's like Battlemania is up to $60,000, not $27,000. Why aren't they updating? Sovereign by Huerta. The Good Night. Gary Shipman. Pool, Samurai and Dinosaurs. What the hell is that? Let's take a little look-see. I don't know what this is, but I like it already. What have you done? When a dog behaves poorly, do you not cast stones at its hide? Does it sting Ren? Fight scene. Several mornings pass. I don't know what's got. Velociraptor? T-Rex? That's it? That's 4 pages? That's not enough, dude. Anyway, check out IndieCron. They've got some great Comicsgate books. Don't let you don't have to buy Marvel or DC. We can start our own industry. Anyway, leave a like and a comment, and let me know what you think of the video. Downcast. Oh, my case of the littlest umbrella. I think it's up to $80,000. This is that Umbrella Guy's comic book. He wrote it for his kid. Ethan Van Sciver, just some guy. Richard Meyer. What's his name? Cecil. Edwin Boyette. Nerd Wonder. Ben Hennessy, Antonio Bryce. I don't know the rest of these characters. He wrote this book for his kid, and Renfamus relentlessly attacked him and his kid. She is a real sociopath. She's got a long, weird history. She doxed one of the donors to Meyer's fundraiser in the Meyer versus Wade lawsuit. What a nut job. Anyway, check out IndieCron. Check out some of these great books.